Meteorologists say this hurricane season is the calmest in more than 3 decades. This quiet start to the season comes after Hurricanes Florence and Michael's epic destruction last year. America has not come this far into the season without seeing any significant named storms since 1982. Tropical Storm Chantal is the first named storm for the hurricane season. It's out in the Atlantic, and the National Weather Service predicts it will weaken into the night. Still, forecasters warn the calm start to hurricane season could change between now and mid-September. Weather Bell meteorologist Joe Bastardi is here with a closer look at the hurricane season. So, Joe, what has made the start so much calmer than last year?
Well, we forecasted back in April, and I know that sounds pompous, that the main development region of the Atlantic would have less than normal activity. That's the deep tropics on toward Puerto Rico and Cuba and those areas. And that what we had to watch for was scattershot development out of that area. And that's what you had with Barry. That's what you had with Chantal. I would have never named Chantal myself. It's up at 40 degrees north, and we would have never named a storm like that 30, 40 years ago. Andrea only lasted for, 6 hours off the Florida coast. But now we have a more serious situation. We've been covering this since Tuesday. We believe that the area of thunderstorms that went into the Bahamas Tuesday was going to become the season's 4th named storm, very close to the Carolinas. And the problem with this is, even though it may stay out to sea, the big high pressure system that's getting to the north of it means that the pressure gradient between the storm to the south and the high to the north is going to cause a lot of east winds into the mid-Atlantic states Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday. Very rough surf. The main storm, and it could become a hurricane by Monday night or Tuesday, about 100 miles east of Hatteras. The main storm will stay out at sea, but because of the big high pressure to the north, you could get a lot of beach erosion, tidal flooding into the mid-Atlantic states. So that's something we are quite concerned about. The area from Cape Hatteras up to about Cape May. Again, you got the storm way off to the south, but you have the strong easterly flow to the north. There's another system in the Central Caribbean that could get developed, but I think it'll fall apart eventually because there's a lot of dry air. It's got to fight in the main development region of the tropics. So the idea, folks, is that these big, long-tracked African storms, they're going to be less than average this year. But the problem is, if you get hit by something that forms in your backyard, and that's something that we said back in April, that we thought a lot of storms would develop within 100 or 200 miles of land. You saw Barry do it. You're going to see this one do it. You don't care if it came from Africa or not. You care that it's hitting your place, right?
All right, Joe, as the summer comes to a close, how soon should we be experiencing cooling?
Well, there's a lot of cool weather that's going to be coming into these areas that have been so hot in the mid-Atlantic states over the next several days. But I do think that in the eastern part of the United States, there'll be another endless summer. I think September, barring tropical activity, will be quite warm. Central plains remain cool, very cool in there. And I'll tell you what, we're already looking at the winter, and this could be one heck of a winter for parts of the United States. A lot of cold air. I'm not sure if it's going to make a full bore into the east. I think later rather than earlier. But there's a lot of ducks on the pond, and this will be a frozen pond, if I'm right about it, for this upcoming winter. But we got to get through the hurricane season first.
All right, we'll brace ourselves for that. Joe Bastardi with Weather Bell, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.